It might be a small country, but it's full of UNESCO heritage sites, and it is at the forefront of Europe's most important history. Welcome to Away We Go, and stay tuned as we explore the country of Belgium. Hi, and Happy New Year. I am Dan, and with me,
I'm Lena.
and we are here together to another episode, first one of 2021, and we are going to the amazing country of Belgium. In social media, we posted the question, what was the country with number one sales of chocolate in the world? And a lot of people thought it was Switzerland or France, but actually is the nation of Belgium. So, how are you, Lena?
I'm good, and you?
Great. How's your new year?
It was quite like at home. I didn't do much, but how about you?
It was good too. Of course, we can't do a whole lot of traveling right now, but it was good. So it's good to be back in the studio, and it's good to be back on Away We Go. And I hope you can learn some information about this beautiful country. So let's start in our PowerPoint, and Lena, take us there.
So here you just have like a little view of Belgium, how
It's
nice
beautiful.
it is.
Yeah, look at those rivers.
Yeah, and the small houses, and
Yeah,
yeah, I like it.
I love the architecture.
Yeah, me too. Let's have a look at their flag.
Flag. So we got the black, the
Yellow and red.
yellow, and red.
Yes, and the vertical design was based on the flag of France, right?
Okay.
They have the same layout, only different colors.
Uh-huh.
And the colors are those of the arms of the Duchy of Brabant. Yellow lion with red claws and Tongu on a black field.
Awesome.
So
Awesome.
yeah, that's the history behind the flag.
Uh-huh. Beautiful flag.
So-
And let's talk about where is the Netherlands. I mean, where in the world is Belgium? Which I already gave you a clue what country is next to it. But let's
Yeah.
look at the next. So let me take you now on our virtual tour. We're going to go from Columbus, Ohio. So here is the United States. And we look at the world. Such a beautiful, unique world. So we're going to go around the world and right here to the country of Belgium. So right here we see is located right in the heart of Europe. In the south west part we have France. In the south part of Belgium we have Luxembourg. In the north we have the Netherlands, and on the right side we have Germany.
Yes.
So it is it's not as small as Luxembourg, but it's a small country. It will fit several times in the state of Ohio.
That's true.
All right, so let's see what are the languages.
Well, they have 3 official languages.
Okay.
They have Dutch, which is spoken by 60% of the Belgians, and it's in the north, spoken in the north. Then they have French, which only 40% of Belgians speak, and it's mainly in the south.
Okay.
And the capital, Brussels, as you can see, is like in between those 2 areas, and therefore it is bilingual, which means people there speak both French and Dutch. But also the third official language is German, but it's only spoken by less than 1%.
And that's only in the south part, right?
Yes,
Most of the
like
southern
close to
part.
Germany.
Yeah.
That's where they speak it.
So anyone that lives in Belgium is basically bilingual or trilingual.
Yeah.
Right? That's amazing. Yeah. So we're looking
It
at
is.
a PowerPoint. Belgium was founded in 1830. It is in Europe, and the capital is Brussels.
Yeah. And the population is roughly 11 million. And of course, they use the euro,
Uh-huh.
which, as we always talk about it, $1 gives you 0.81 cents a year. So it's more expensive to go there, but still worth it. The prime minister is Alexander De Croo, and their weather is like temperate, mild winters, cool summers, but it's also rainy often and humid in the summer.
Okay. So let's go into. Well, if you can go back to me, I want to give a big shout out because Lena, during this last holidays we had, one of our number one fans sent us a gift, and I got it in the mail. So I want to say thank you so much to Donna Kastner that sent us these beautiful decorations to Away We Go because she knows we do the travel show here at CLC. So here's a cruise. And then here's a airplane. That's really cool right here. You can see it. And then here's the luggage one. And here's one of the best ones. This is the travel, the world, right? It says travel right here. And here is, I think this is one of my favorites. It's a passport. And these are like really cool ornaments. Thank you, Donna, for always being a faithful fan of the show and for watching since episode 1. So big shout out, and we're displaying your gift. Thank you so much. So anyway, if you are looking into going into Belgium, you really don't need a visa unless you're going to be there more than 90 days. You can visit for 90 days without a visa. It is part of the European Union, and you can travel there pretty easily. There are straight flights from the US into the capital, Brussels, but you can also fly into Amsterdam, into Cologne, Frankfurt, Germany, Paris, even in London, and it's the distance to Belgium is not that far away. So let's talk about the
interesting facts.
Interesting facts.
Let's go, yes,
Yes.
to our PowerPoint. So one interesting fact that I didn't know is that Belgium functions without a government. It took them 652 days to get the federal government.
Yeah,
So they were without the federal government 652 days.
that's over a year.
Yes, it is, and it's for me it's crazy
Yeah,
that they didn't have a government.
they didn't have a governor, and they
Yeah.
took their time to decide who
Yes.
they really wanted to lead. That's interesting.
Yeah. Then Belgium has 3 official languages, and none of them is called Belgium.
Yeah,
so they don't
there-
have their own language.
So there is no Belgium. So if anybody tells you they speak Belgium, don't believe them. They don't.
Then Belgian waffles.
Yeah, so Belgium is known for their waffles. So if you're going to go to Belgium, you have to try their waffles. I mean, there are how many different types of waffles there are?
Like on average in a Belgian supermarket,
30?
you can find 30.
30.
Yes.
That's insane. 30 different types of waffles. 2 of the most popular types of waffles that you'll find for sale at tourist places are the waffles and Ligue waffles. The Brussels waffles are airier and not as sweet, whereas the Ligue waffles are very thick, rich, and full of pearl sugar.
Yes. And then we come back to our little post yesterday,
Uh-huh.
and it's the Zaventem airport in Brussels that sells the most chocolate in the world. It's about 1.6 kilogram of chocolate per minute.
That's incredible.
It is.
They sell more chocolate than anywhere else. Even though chocolate did not originated in Belgium, chocolate originated in South America. But the Belgians are certainly taking advantage of it, and that's a good thing. Another thing that the Belgians are good at, or they take advantage of, is beer. There are over 1,000 different types of beer brewed in Belgium, and here's an interesting fact. Every single Belgian beer has its own special glass.
Yes. And then we have Smurfs, and they
Yeah.
come from Belgium. I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
And so Belgium is known for their cartoonist. They like to draw cartoons, and they have the famous Tintin, the Smurfs, among others that are very popular. So the Smurfs are not American; they are Belgium born. There are more than 800 registered Belgian comic series. So, are you seriously? Seriously? Yeah, very cool.
So if you like comics, check out the Belgian comics.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next slide, and we'll talk about uh, the capital, which has 1.2 million people,
Yes.
right? And what the picture, Lena, tell us about this picture that we're looking at.
It's the Atomium. I hope I say it right.
Uh-huh.
I'm not sure, but we'll see later more about it. But the only thing I want to say now is it wasn't supposed to stay longer than just for a
Uh-huh.
little show. And now it's there for like 50 years or more.
Yeah,
So
but it's pretty cool. I love the design.
yeah, me too.
And so the capital of Brussels has different names because of the languages. In Dutch, it's called Brussels. In French, is Bruxelles.
Bruxelles,
Bruxelles.
I think.
And in German, you can say it.
Brussels.
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 Brussels. Wow, I can't even say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's pretty cool. So let's go into back to Google Earth, and let's go right into the city of Brussels. So we're gonna zoom right here into the capital. Now, one thing about Belgium that the size is that there is a lot of trains. The transportation in this country is very easy. There are trains, there are buses, there are of course airports, and you can rent cars as well, and you can go very easily from Belgium into the Netherlands, into Germany, to Luxembourg, France, and even there are ferries across the ocean to the United Kingdom. Now, if you're going to go to the United Kingdom, you need to know immigration laws are different there, and you cannot just enter the United Kingdom. You will have to go through immigration to get there, but to the other countries adjunct in Europe, you don't have to do basically anything. You can just go like what you travel from state to state. So right here we're looking at Brussels, and we're looking at the city, and we're gonna go right into some of the pictures of what the city looks like. So we're looking at the Grand Palace, beautiful, the architecture, and you know that's one of the things that I love about when you look at the details. Look at that, how much effort and time
Yeah.
and art, you know, they put into the design of buildings. And I mean, these are some of the most beautiful I have seen in all of Europe.
It is.
The styles. You know, I heard, Lena, that the designers of these buildings were wealthy, and they wanted to they wanted to express their wealth and their power on their buildings. So the building was an expression of their wealth and power, and you can obviously see that here.
Yes.
So this is a famous place. If you're going to go to Brussels, this is the place that you must see, the Grand Palace. Okay, we have a picture of the
Atomium.
Atomium. We'll talk about it in a moment. Here is other places around Brussels. Okay, and here is a little guy. He's doing number one. What's the name of this? The peeing boy? The
Mannequin piss.
mannequin piss. The mannequin piss.
Yeah.
And this is in the town. So this little boy, the peeing boy, is said to have saved the city from the RE, and this
It's an ultimate symbol of Brussels.
yeah, the ultimate and the ultimate symbol of Brussels. Yeah, this iconic bronze statue will surprise you with its small size, depending on the day you visit. You might see him naked or dressed. The mannequin has over 960 costumes for all kinds of different occasions. This little guy even has his own website.
Yeah.
So that's something you know to look at once you're in there. Here's other pictures from Google Earth from around in and around Brussels. I mean these places. And what I loved about Belgium is that you have little streets, right? And this is a great place to walk. There's no cars. Cars can't fit through this. This was designed for horses and people. So a place to walk and really enjoy what Europe is like. I don't know if there's another place like Brussels. And there's all kinds of shops and cafes. You can walk, eat your waffles, and then you walk into these plazas, which are just amazing. And then the garden. This is another picture of around the city, and the architecture as we were talking about. This looks like Berlin, but this is not Berlin. This is in Belgium. The government building, churches, statues, history. And yeah, so that's it. Let's go back to our PowerPoint.
Let's talk about the Grand Place and the Town Hall.
Yes.
Like you already did, it was the first picture we looked at.
Yes.
And this central square is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it is one of the most beautiful town squares in the world.
Yes.
It's surrounded by the decorative 7th century guild houses that you talked about, and the impressive City Hall and the Maison du Roi, now the Brussels City Museum. So you can even go and explore the museum.
All right. If we go back to Google Earth, let me show you what it's like from 3D. So we're looking at an aerial visual. Well, right now we're looking at a picture, but if we switch over to Google Earth, there we are. We're looking at the top of the building and of the plaza, but you can look at the square. I mean, it's just amazing. And this is the small streets that I was talking about.
Yeah.
It's just incredible. And this is the Grand Place or Palace. Now, on the top of the buildings, I don't think you can appreciate it here from these pictures, but it is said that the statues that are on top of the steeples and on top of these buildings that were made out of gold, and I mean, it still looks like gold. I don't know if it's still the original or they were replaced later on, but throughout all of these amazing buildings, you can see it. So, again, this is a virtual tour. We are in Belgium, and this is the most important place in Brussels.
And if we go back to our PowerPoint, you have the picture that you took when you went there.
Oh yeah, this is
But you
my
can see the
pictures.
little statue
Yeah.
up there.
So yeah, there's the statue of the man on the horse, and gold. In the next one, I think you might be able to see. Oh, no, the next one is this building. Yeah, that was amazing time there. I took that picture with my phone, and it came out all right, I think.
It definitely did.
Yeah. So anyway, I just love this city very much. Amazing things to see here and do. Let's go back to Google Earth and see if we can see some of the inside the plaza, and we can go inside and look at what it is like in person. So we're looking at here. It's tall, but it's not super tall. And this is what I was talking about. When you look at the top, some of these buildings were decorated with gold. And again, I'm not sure this is real or not, so don't go there and try to take it. They might not like it. And look, there's all kinds of events. There's always something special going on here on these squares. This is some kind of Chinese thing going on there. Oh, and they have a copy of the Atom building, which they're very proud. But look at these buildings right here. Just so much beauty.
Yeah, it's so detailed.
Yes.
Like,
yes. There is a story of a missionary, Belgian missionary, who did his work in the Hawaiian Islands, and he worked in particular in one of the Hawaiian islands. This was Saint van der Zaar. Saint van der Zaar went in the 1800s, early 1900s, and to Hawaii. Before Hawaii, what it is today, this was the rural Hawaii, and there was a tribe of leprosy, and this saint took food and actually lived with the leopards, and eventually he got infected with leprosy, and died from leprosy. And when he died in the island of Molokai in Hawaii, if you go to Molokai, there is a burial site for this Belgian man, and it's very impressive because it reads on his plaque, here lies Saint van der Vaar. Um, and when he died, the Belgian government wanted his body back in Belgium because he was a hero for the nation. But the people from Hawaii didn't want to let him go because he was such a good friend of theirs. So there is a battle between the two governments for his body. And finally, the Belgian government won, but not without the natives from Hawaii cutting off his right hand, and they buried his right hand in Molokai.
Okay.
And in the plaque, it says, "Here is the right hand of Saint van der Zaar. This is the hand that touched us." Very impressive, incredible story. If you ever get to hear the story, this is a man who lived for others, and it's just incredible Belgium history. So anyway, this is just again a site of this amazing city of Brussels, and let's go back to our PowerPoint and see what else we have.
We have the St. Michael and Gudula Cathedral, which was finished at the beginning of the 16th century, and it's the impressive Gothic cathedral, and it took over 300 years to build. It is here that all significant Belgian monarchy celebrations take place, and coronations, weddings, and state funerals take place in this cathedral.
Wow, very impressive.
Yes. And also the Royal Palace of Brussels. It's impressive, right?
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
Yes, and this is the official palace of the Belgian king, and it's in the center of Brussels. It's used for all kinds of official events and can be visited from the end of July till the beginning of September. So if you want to visit it and go
You
inside, you have to be there July to September.
And I think there's a website where you can schedule the visits or something like that. More
Probably.
places like this do this, and they have it. So
But the royal family itself lives in a castle of Laeken. It's on the outskirts of Brussels,
oh wow.
so they don't really
So-
live there.
Yes. As far as the economy in this country, it's the euro that you use is more expensive. So just to give you an idea, if you live here in America and let's say you eat breakfast out and you spend, I don't know, $8, $9 for your breakfast, and then you eat lunch and you spend $10, $12 for your breakfast, then dinner, which another $10, $15 for your dinner, you're talking about what, $50 just for your meals.
Yeah.
Plus, if you live at home, you don't have to pay rent. But if you were to stay in a hotel here in America, you might pay, $80, $90 a night, $100 a night. In Europe or in Brussels, because of the euro, it would cost you in US dollars probably about $250 approximately what would cost you here $100. So there is that difference of finances that you have to consider as you're going. It's not the same price everywhere. And this country being a very touristic country, it does cost a little more to go visit, but it's
Yes.
worth it, like you said.
It's worth it. More expensive, but definitely worth it.
Yes,
So,
there's a lot of things to see. It's awesome.
yeah.
And what about the Atomium?
Okay. It symbolizes an iron crystal magnified 165 billion times.
That's incredible.
Yes. Referring to the power of nuclear energy that in 1958 was intended for peaceful use.
Uh-huh.
It was not intended that the Atomium survive beyond the 1958 World Fair, but its popularity soon made it a key landmark. So
Wow.
it's still there.
Yeah.
And yeah, first in Brussels and then internationally.
Wow.
Like it's pretty known.
Yeah.
And it has become one of the icons of Brussels. And
Uh-huh.
since its inspired restoration in 2006, it is referred to as the most Belgium of monuments.
Wow.
And the panorama alone is worth to go there because you have a 360 view of the city. When
So
you
you
go.
can literally get inside those
Yes.
crystal balls,
Yeah, you
and
can
you can
go
see all
all
around.
around.
That's awesome.
So
Yeah, pretty cool. So
yes.
if you're planning a trip there, make sure you visit that place. It's going to be worth it, and you'll enjoy it.
yeah.
Let's talk about the European Union. So the European Union has no official capital. and they don't have plans to declare one. But Brussels holds the official seats of the European Commission, the Council of the European Commission and European Council, as well as the seat of the European Parliament, and that sits in Brussels.
Yeah, so mainly the most stuff that goes on for the European Union happens in Brussels.
Yes. So it's a very important.
It is important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Very important place. And as you can see in that picture, the round circle of stars, that is the symbol of the European Union, and you will see that circle of stars in the euro economy, in the coins as well as the bills, and every star symbolizes a nation that is part of the union. So that's what the stars are meant. So anyway, this is a very interesting country, very amazing.
yeah.
The people are nice. When I went there, they spoke French, but of course they speak Dutch, and they were very friendly, and they're used to having people from all over the world come and visit. So if you have some time, if you have able to travel, hopefully soon, make sure that you go and visit the city of Brussels in the nation of Germany. So I think we're a good stopping time. What do you think, Lena?
Yes.
Yeah. Anything else?
Oh yes. If you like the beach, Belgium has also beaches, so you don't only have to go to the city. You can also enjoy a little relaxed stay at the beach. So
Right. You can go fishing too.
yes.
And you can go by boat again to the United Kingdom. I don't know how long it takes. Do you know?
No, I don't. But there's also a train
A train.
that goes from
Does it go
Belgium.
under the ocean?
yes.
That's awesome.
That's the Eurostar,
I knew it went to France. I didn't know it went from Belgium too.
or is it? I think it's France, Belgium,
And the
United Kingdom.
Netherlands.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah. You probably know more sure because you actually don't live too far away from there.
No, I don't.
Right. So I trust your judgment on that. Anyway, so we've come to the end of this episode of Away We Go. It's been a pleasure having you live here with us. I'm so glad you had some time to join us. So make sure if you are not following us on Facebook, make sure you like that button, like Columbus Literacy Council. In YouTube, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, CLC Works. And in Instagram, follow us on Instagram at CLC Works. Also visit our website, clcworks.org, and see what all that is happening here at CLC. Thank you so much.